Hi, this is Greg McCoach, editor of the Mining Speculator. We're here today in Vancouver, Canada at the Metal Investor Forum. Today, I'm interviewing CEO Michael Collins of Nuclear Fuels Inc. Michael,
Greg,
glad to be here, huh?
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Yeah.
glad to have you here. So you and I just went through our panel. You delivered a talk, a 10-minute talk to the investors here at the Metals Investor Forum. We had some good questions in the Q&A, and I just want people to know that Nuclear Fuels Inc. is a private company that's about to go public.
Yes.
And so you can check it on your stock watch by the symbol.
Yeah, the vehicle we were doing the reverse takeover of is Uravan Minerals, and their ticker is TSXV UVN.
Yeah, so it'll show it's not trading, it's halted.
Yeah, it's halted now, but if you follow the news on that ticker, then
Right.
it'll tell you when the RTO is finally happening, and then it'll give you the update to go to our new ticker.
Great. So yeah, and that could happen within a couple months.
Oh yeah, we're hoping very short term. Yeah.
Very short term. So keep an eye on that, everybody.
Yes.
All right. So I'm bullish uranium. You're bullish uranium. Why don't you
Very much.
Let's just big picture. Why are you bullish on uranium?
Well, there's a couple things that are really happening. We've got structural issues around supply with North American utilities being very concerned about the continuity of supply, and there have been problems actually with supply of uranium coming out of Kazakhstan and Russia. So they're looking to reshore their production and access to that production. So that puts us in a great place, being in America and in Canada as well. But beyond that, we've got the small modular reactors and a lot of things. Uranium really is going to be one of the key pieces of base load power supply in the green energy revolution, and that's a huge thing, and that's the long-term driver for our business and for what we're trying to do.
Absolutely, so, I agree. Couldn't agree more. So, and with that being said, how is Nuclear Fuels positioned? From my standpoint, you have top-notch management that's been in the business, that's had success time and time again in uranium specifically and other metals. But I know several of your board members, and I can't speak highly enough of them. Right?
Yep.
Those are the guys
well, made people a lot of money.
That's right.
In this
and
space. So
they are the people you would want on your board. So, and you've got them.
Exactly.
So that's that in and of itself. It's always about the people, right?
Yeah.
And you got the right people for sure. So we know we're gonna have a good market in uranium here, particularly in the United States. You got the right management team. You're going public. You've been raising money at 50 cents privately, but you'll be going public at probably a figure north of there. Probably.
I certainly hope so. I believe we should have a strong demand for our stock coming out. The company Uravan that we're RTOing into is actually a uranium company as well, or it was historically. Right. So the shareholders there are kind of aligned with where we're headed, so we don't expect to see a whole lot of people trying to get out of that stock. Our shareholders in the Privco are very committed to what we're doing. They're not, looking for a small flip. They want to see resource development production.
Right.
And one of the really neat things about, that attracted me to this, being part of this company, was the KC project is in Wyoming, which is an agreement state.
Right.
And assuming that, you dot your I's and cross your T's and you're doing the right thing, it takes about 2 years to permit a new mine there. Right. You can't do that in the Athabasca.
No, it takes 10 years
like
minimum.
Our children will turn the switch on for an Athabascan mine.
Right. No, and that's, even though Athabasca has a lot of uranium, it's not going to get produced anytime soon.
Yeah.
So no, I live in Wyoming and I'm very familiar with the Powder River Basin, been up there on mine site visits for uranium, and I love the ISR technology. That's just a real cool way.
Low impact, great way to do things.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I wanted to mention, you guys have a very tight share structure, no warrants. Yeah. And so you're starting off really good, and sounds like you'll be able to raise money at a good level, so to keep your share structure nice and tight.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it's people, projects, and money.
That's it.
And I think we tick all those boxes, and we've got a strong exploration program planned this summer, but we'll have some excess cash beyond that to be able to
Do some things. Yeah.
do some things. Yeah.
It came up in the Q&A, and I think this is a point worth mentioning in our interview, is about your database that
Yes.
is second to none in the world.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah. Bill Sheriff and Encore have an amazing resource in the data that they've collected over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
And that, that's what's brought these projects forward to start with. But beyond that, it's something that we'll continue to mine.
Yeah.
And see if we can pull some more gems out of it. I think
For
we
sure.
will.
No, that's accurate. So with that in mind, do you have any last comments before we close? Do you have anything you want to say to investors?
I think it's really early days for the uranium. We've had, the last couple of years, it's sort of come back on the radar, and there's been some big wins, I think, with companies like Encore and Consolidated Uranium. But fundamentally, this is still very early in the game. There's going to be a lot of upside in these companies and in nuclear fuels in particular.
Yeah, I agree. If we want the lights on
Yep.
in America, we're gonna need to have some uranium supply that we can
Absolutely.
count on, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that, we'll look forward to you going public, and we'll be following up, and I'm certainly going to cover it in the newsletter. So,
Fabulous.
thanks
Thanks so
Mike.
much.